Welcome to Albion TV presents the AO Daily Show, your source of real news in an unreal world, keeping you up to date on the latest news, events, and the great community of Albion Online. Today is Tuesday, the 15th of October, and I am your host, Shozen, and with me today is my co-host, Bogul. How are you doing today,
Hello,
Bogul?
hello, hello. Good morning. Are you still live on this very show straight out of your bed? Is that still what's happening?
Yes, it is just drag me out, wheel me in, and just prop me up for now. That is why there is no camera today, guys. I don't know if you can hear it in my voice, but it feels like it's already been a 12-hour day, and it has not been. It's been a short one. But I will be better soon. I know it. I have faith. But you know what is better today, Bogle?
Your mood?
No. The AO Daily Show
No.
is better than any other show on the internet. That's 100% correct, and that is true. Because we've got a really good show here for you today. On Tuesdays, we like to call it the Newbie Tuesday Show. And today we're going to take a couple of questions that I've been asked over the last week or so by some newer players. And yeah, we're going to try to answer those. But first, we've got news, we've got drama, we've got community inspiration. Wow, we've got all sorts of things. So, first things first, Bogle. We've been teasing this for a few days now.
Yeah, but before you go, I just saw your notes on that topic, and I don't know if we can say all of that. I think we can say most of it. We sort of said that there will be an event for the holiday season, right? What America calls Halloween.
Is America the only place that calls it Halloween?
I mean, it's sort of a thing that comes from there. So,
Yeah.
I mean, because of it's just like Christmas, everybody celebrates that because of the great Americans. But
Do you hear that?
nonetheless, we get one
Great
too.
Americans. I like that. I like that. That's more people should bow. Yeah.
What?
Nothing. All right. Pumpkins. We have pumpkins
What?
for the Harvest Festival this year, Bogle. As you know, we've had pips in the past. Remember the pips?
I don't know of any pumpkins or pip. I know what pips are. I know that these were a thing of the past that you could find in the open world, but I don't know anything about that coming this year. Honestly, I was looking at the thing and I saw that you had something said about special rewards, a special event, and I think
Can
it
I
also
not
says
say
the
that
word.
special thing, that the first special that I have? Can I not say that?
I think you can say the word dungeon. Yeah.
All right. Special dungeons that you guys are going to have to go looking for out in the world, randomly placed around the world to go find and search for. And I think that'll be pretty cool. I can't tell you today everything I know about this dungeon, but let's just say that it sounds interesting and you will enjoy doing it. And it'll be another fun mini event that we have coming up. I will be able to talk more about it. They want me to kind of keep some of this under wraps till we get closer to Halloween. They will be dropping more information as we get closer. And yeah, we've got some returning friends coming around for Halloween, and I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, should be good.
Cool.
And there's a
Yeah,
number
we
of contests
tried.
that we're not allowed to talk about.
We tried to get some information out of one of our community managers, Smith Assyria. She was very talkative, but also straight up said, well, it's not that time yet. Halloween is still a little bit off in the future. So you have to be patient, you little ones.
That's not what happened.
Sort of.
Okay.
In the grand scheme of things.
Okay. I was going to say that's okay.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. Anything else you want to say about Halloween?
Halloween.
I don't think
Halloween is a
I
great
think we
special
went.
time.
I think we went further out of the window than we
Well,
supposed to.
yeah. Elsa wants us to keep it under wraps a little bit until we get a little bit closer.
Oh, right.
Yeah. We have a lot more we can talk about. There will be. Let's just what we can say is just understand we're doing an event for you guys. You'll have more things for Halloween. We like to keep these holidays spicy for you. It's great to see the return of some of the the specialty events that we had done more of in the past coming back once again, and I'm glad to see it. Speaking of specialty events, now this is a specialty duo if I have ever heard one. We're going to talk about a little bit of a community news bit that I heard over the weekend. It sounds like Duratine and Snaxor are starting their own Twitch show where they will be watching and making fun of your GVGs, which just sounds like the most awesome special show you could ever imagine. These two high-level elite GVGers, Duratine and Snaxor, are going to make fun of you guys and your abilities to GVG, which I think is really, really special of them. So,
that sounds like a weird concept of a show, but
no, okay. Like, I have a lot of respect for these guys in their ability to put on a show. No, they are not elite GVGers. It should be a total shit show. It will be funny to watch them do it, and I'm looking forward to watching them do this. But
do we have any sort of announcement or Discord or something?
Well, no, they announced it on the Albion News 24. They were both on the other day.
Okay.
And so it'll be interesting to see how well they do. I wish them the best of luck. I think that, honestly, they should take advantage of the very huge audience of Spanish and Portuguese speakers that we have and combine the fact that they speak Spanish, Portuguese, and English and have fairly good followings to hit a market that they could tap pretty hard, and instead of making fun of GVGers, just straight up cast GVGs in Spanish and Portuguese. But that, that's just me if you want to hit like an actual market and make money. But if you want to make fun of people for Americans, you can join me and Bogul as we do that day in and day out.
Yeah, speaking of making fun of GVGs and making fun of, I guess, Americans, we have to do some precautionary warnings as for the show this week, because we aren't 100% certain about the schedule, right? At least for the GVG and Crystal casting that happens 3 times a week after the AO Daily Show, because today we have Tazig missing in action, and he's somewhere busy in real life. I think you said kissing girls or something.
He probably got mono.
And then Lupak is apparently, according to his Twitter, flying to Dubai right now.
No girls. So he's not gonna be kissing any girls in Dubai.
What? No. But he is at an event, and we don't know whether or not he's going to be able to make it tomorrow and on Thursday. That said, after the show, we still do the crystals today, I think, and then we cut the second part of today a little short, right?
Yeah, we'll probably check out the crystal, but I don't think we're going to stick around for all the way until the 20 UTC GVG. I apologize for that, guy. I just don't think my bag's going to enjoy that wait. I'll need to re-up on the pain pills before then. Fun Stealer, I have mentioned the candy shop. Don't worry. Actually, oh shoot, you know what? I mentioned it to Robin. Robin told me to tell it to.
For those of you who don't know,
Elsa, I didn't tell Elsa.
Fun Stealer likes to do events on the test server. And on the test server, the Albion test server, there is sometimes a little stone that allows you to just spawn all the items and make your character a little bit more unlocked. And that's a fun thing to test, but that's not always on there. And Shozen was supposed to tell something.
I guess, I have to. I'm seeing this a lot in chat, and I think that they're just really excited that they did it. And apparently I said they weren't going to do it. So Guerreros, our early number 1 of the season, has hit Crystal. So let's give them a quick shout out.
Do you want to show the Crystal rankings?
Yeah, I'll do that. We haven't looked at rankings in a while. It's like rankings ended as soon as June took over, and everybody was like, meh, meh, meh. All right, let's go over this real quick. It's Newbie Tuesday. Newbies, guess what we're doing? We're going over stats, nubs. So June recently took over as the number 1 over Money Guild, as they banded together to the Big Daddy Alliance and just made points like madmen, murdering mages, protecting mages, doing whatever they had to do to get those points. They did it. They passed Money Guild, the newest blue guild on the block. Maybe the best blue guild we ever had. Maybe the best blue guild we ever had.
What? Wait. Now that you're saying it, I'm seeing that Money Guild has a blue logo, and somebody said, look at Blue Army, they have a red logo.
Yeah.
And this is very confusing. If you filter for Season 6, you can see their logo. And Blue Army has a red logo. What's happening there? Shozen, tell me.
All right, so apparently there were a bunch of rumors early. We're going to pound out some rumors here. Rumors, drama, innuendo. Rumor was that Money Guild was folding, that Derek had sent out messages to people telling them to go and join other guilds and yada, yada, yada. And this was proven to be false. This is not what was going on. But there was also another rumor of restructuring and yada. So there's a bunch of rumors going on about Money Guild stability, right? And during that time, Derek made a statement about how Money Guild was the best red guild ever. Like, you know, they wore the red better than anyone. You know, yes, I'm saying this right. Money Guild wore the red better than anyone else. They did, you know, they've done what they came here to do. You know, they did great, yada, yada, yada. And in response, Blue Army decided to make its logo red. They're like, what? Now you're the second best red guild.
Oh my god.
And so Money Guild said, oh yeah? Well, now we're the best blue guild. So they're taking it well. They're goofing on each other back and forth.
They really need something to do when after the season.
And I got to tell you, so we're going to go another layer here. I've been hearing all these rumors right now. Rumors, dirty, dirty, dirty rumors, right? Like that these two mega alliances are going to create a super duper uber mega alliance, right? For season 8.
Wait.
Yeah.
Oops.
Yeah.
And Dandy?
Yeah.
What?
And they're going to take down Arch. Why?
Because they need the numbers.
They don't. Either one of them could be Arch. I think it's just to be the biggest, and they're just, you know, like
that sounds like a rumor, sir.
Yeah, I don't know. This is just nonsense. But I have also somebody else here right now said, Mr. Breakface, I heard Daddy ain't gonna be back for next season. I guarantee you that there will be huge changes to the Daddy alliances. This has been confirmed a number of times that Daddy would be breaking apart and changing for next season. Now, whether or not that becomes the new squad, which will be the 14,000 man squad of all out attacking Arch, and I don't know. It doesn't seem likely to me. That's just a rumor I keep hearing. I think it's much more likely that we will see. I almost gave some inside information. I'm not going to say that. Shoot. Let's go.
Do you want to show the rest of the season 7 rankings? The rest of the
season 7 rankings. Get back to where we were before and giving Guerreros mad props. That's what we came here to do in the beginning, was to talk about Guerreros. Our early season 7 number 1 just got as good of a victory as you can ever hope for right now. Honestly, if you get Crystal this season, you've done fantastic. Like, that's all there is to it, right? Like, the top 2 guilds sucked so many points out of this season that if you can get crystals, you're doing a great job. You should absolutely be proud of yourselves. I'm proud of you. I'm not proud of Black Order.
What?
Oh, because it's Shiro's guild, and it's just to make fun of him. AW Gaming did great. Mad props to AW Gaming, showing up all season long and just kicking ass. They did great.
Now I have to say it, Shozen. I never thought that day would come.
What?
That I have to say these words.
What?
Biased.
Yeah. No, I think Black Order did fantastic. I just like picking on Shiro because he goes so crazy when you do. Let's talk about some things that we can expect going forward here. It looks like we're going to see a number of other guilds make Crystal by the end of the season. Do you think we're going to see it all the way down to like the top 10?
Aggressor 176, yes. Phrasing 163, probably. Vastly Superior 157, also probably. KFC, same thing. U12, fifth, yes. Frick 77k, no.
No, I think that would be the cutoff there. I think that U12 is going to have to do a little bit of work, but it's available for them if they want it. I know that they are struggling. Yeah, I see that in chat too. I know that they are having trouble in GVGs. I seen that they were doing some mercs and had some mercs for them. It's going to be interesting to see if they can pull it off. But they are the last ones that could pull it off. KFC, I think, is going to. They've had really, really good showings lately. They've just done well. Vastly Superior, I can't speak on as much. I don't know what they're doing right now. Their actions seem a little bit hidden from me. I don't know where they're getting their points from. I haven't seen it on the daily basis. We know where Phrasing is getting its points from. We know where Aggressor is getting its points from. These guys are easily going to get it. The ones that I question are really U12 and Vastly. And I'm not saying Vastly because they don't deserve it. It's just because I don't know what they're doing. Like they used to be part of Daddy. They're not in Daddy right now. I know they're a good guild because they were part of Daddy from the very beginning. So I expect them to get it. But for all I know, they could have just dropped to Raid Mages. Fun Stealer is right on it. Exactly. That they may have just dropped to Raid Mages in an attempt to get more points so that they can, get Crystal.
That reminds me of something. We used to have a bunch of interviews on this show, and I think we still want to pick this up again, right? We had the great interview with Robin this Friday, but I think it's time for a few more community interviews over the next few weeks, specifically probably also to talk about season 7 in retrospect and just maybe some plans for season 8 and beyond. So I guess this is my call to everybody out there who wants to tell a little bit about their guild, maybe update the community on what's been happening with you specifically. We would love to have a few more people get in touch with us to just do a little bit of a maybe 20 minutes or so, half an hour interview about your guild, your group, your alliance, anything you want to basically say on the air. And then we will play that as part of our Community Fridays interview round that we have planned for the next few weeks, I guess.
Weeks, months, years, hopefully. We'll be around for a while. But yeah, we're going to try to get more interviews out there. Right now, it's kind of, like I said, it is a little bit harder to get our interviews done because of the weird schedules, but we'll get more out there for you. And we're looking for some alliance leaders and GVG leaders and guild leaders, just some well-spoken, interesting characters. Now, I'm still trying, and I'm still twisting Sorab's arm, trying to get Duratine and Derek and Sorab all together for one interview. And I told him, I'm not interviewing any of them if I don't get all three of them at once. So it's fun. It's so much fun.
We have about the half of the show done, and I think we need to talk about some newbie stuff today, Shozen.
Yeah.
Are we ready to do that?
I think we are ready to start talking about some newbie stuff. We have yammered on about news long enough.
Okay. So first, before we get to a few pre-prepared questions we had from last week, if you have any specific things you would like to ask in Twitch chat, we can pick them up at the end of the show for sure. We have about 5 minutes or so for these reserved at the end. Which ones did you have this week, and why did you pick them?
Well,
questions.
We've been doing the Newbie Tuesdays for a few weeks, and what's happened is people start to ask me questions, like as I'm saying, hey, we're going to be doing Newbie Tuesdays, and these are some of the questions that I was asked. The first question that came up, Bogul, and I thought this one would be easy for you to answer, is what is the black market and how do I use it? Now, I don't want to go into a deep dive on how you can actually make tons of profit using the black market. I just want to go over the very basics of it, because that's what this guy was asking. I don't think he just hears people talking about the black market as a way to make better money, and instead of, I don't know, having global chat answer the question, Bogul, why don't you tell him how the black market works? Well, I go over here onto the black market itself and start showing people the buttons.
The buttons. Okay, so if you are a new player and you may have ventured into one of the royal cities, that is Martlock, Thetford, Lyndhurst, Fort Sterling, Bridgewatch, or Martlock, I think. No, I forgot one. But these all have the normal marketplace where you can buy and sell your items, where you can find your gear if you need something, if you want to sell your resources, etc. But if you look at your map, in the very center, there's a city called Carleon, and this one has a very special NPC. It works somewhat similar to the normal marketplace, in that you see various items and specifically buy orders for various items. These are part of a NPC system that is dictated by sort of the item generation in the game.
Yeah, as every time, like when you kill a mob in the game, it would generate a certain amount of silver that would fall to the player. When they introduced the black market, they lowered the amount of silver that was dropped directly to the player, and they took part of it and they added it to the pool known as the black market.
Right. And so through this system, mobs will get their item drops. So if you see a buy order on this very market and a player sells an item to the black market, then it goes into the loot table and the possible loot that is droppable by mobs. One more specific thing there is the buy orders you see on this black market, they trend upwards until they get filled, and they go a little bit higher periodically, basically when some sort of item is supposed to drop, but it's not in the current stock, then the price increases by one tick. And this way, it generates a constant demand for items to be then dropped all over the world. And I know a lot of people like to sell stuff to the black market because it's sometimes better in terms of buy orders than the actual market in other cities.
Generally it is. Generally it does. And sometimes what I have found is when I'm hurting for a little extra money, like when I'm trying to, buy something and I'm just like a couple $100K short, I can flip stuff on the black market. It's you go through, like I go through about 10 different items that I know just sell that are kind of like pricey items. They're weapons, and then I go and I look for any that I can buy on the AH and then flip them for 10K. And sometimes you can make a good hefty profit dropping things just right onto the black market. And the real money though is when you know how many items start to flow through the black market on a daily basis, and then start picking a particular item to fill for that thing, like you do with bags, for example. I was doing it with curse staves. I knew how many were dropping a day, and I would just make that many, and I would use my focus 100%, and then just put them up on the black market, and it was working rather well. And you can, like you said, get a better price generally than you can on the auction house, and that's not always the case, as sometimes it seems like some people will overload the black market and it will drive the price down, or somebody will buy a large number of items on the auction house and it'll change the price.
Some people also straight up just list a sell order on the black market and they just go 1 silver below the current lowest possible one, and that's usually loot they get in the first place, so they don't really care what the price is, they just drop it there. But yeah, some people advertise or advise to check the price difference between the marketplace in Carleon and the black market to do some flipping, but that's advanced. So yeah, the black market essentially is an NPC that buys items that will then serve as the basis for the item, not generation, but distribution on the loot tables of the mobs. Yeah, and that's I think
it's a pretty
what
good
I have on the black market. Yeah.
start to an answer there, and I believe we have a more in-depth episode you can go back and look at.
Mm-hmm.
All right. The next question I got was, do I have to join a mega alliance to GVG? Now, the answer I'm supposed to tell you is no, you don't have to join a mega alliance to GVG. But the reality is, if you want to GVG competitively at this stage in the game right now, it would be very hard for you to GVG in a Crystal Realm even situation without joining one of these mega alliances that controls most of the world. There is, however, an exception to that. What you can do is, if you don't want to join one of the mega alliances because you believe that coming up in the next content update with the new Outlands that you as a smaller guild will be able to get some territory, or you plan to even just Crystal Realm GVG out of a city or whatever. Whatever it is, in the future you plan to 5-man GVG, but you know now that you don't want to join that mega alliance. You can use the Scrim system. The Scrim system is a training battleground that allows you to do 5v5s very close to the situation you would encounter inside of a regular GVG. On our wiki, if I can go hop open to it, Bogul, if you want to share the link over.
I'll do that, yeah.
It gives an exact how-to on how to get this done. Right now, it's a little convoluted. It's not super easy. There is no easy UI to just click on and open it up and make it happen for you. You actually have to use some / commands. And
I think the hardest part about this is finding a team to scrim against. So to cut this short, I think the sort of answer based out of reality is you probably have, if you really want competitive level, like straight up competitive level 5 versus 5s, you have to join a bigger alliance or wait a little bit of time before until the new crystal system comes in, where you will have more opportunity for specific competitive 5 versus 5s that are not Hellgates, which is different from GVGs, and that are not Arena, which is a whole lot of different things, and maybe not as how to say, because crystals, scrims sometimes tend to be more for training, right? They tend to have a different atmosphere than when real gear is on the line in the bigger GVGs.
If you're a smaller guild and you're trying to get some basic practice on this, this is a good event to run for guild. Getting people into a group event together. You have to get all 10 together. It's the system for actually getting the scrim down, like I said, is a little convoluted. You have to do /CM and then type all 10 player names that you want to be in, and then the zone that you're going to fight in.
You just read it up. It's hard to explain in words. Just look at
but it is worth it if what you are planning to do in the next content update is to crystal. Like, if you as a guild want to get into the next level of the world and start GVGing, it's available to you, and it's easier than joining a mega alliance and begging for a tower. Yes.
I think we have to change how we call things in the future, because right now, if you say the phrase, if you want to a GVG, that implies that you want a competitive 5 versus 5 match that is very likely about territory control. And I think in the future we will say something like, if you want to crystal, or you want because if you say with Queen we want to GVG, that basically means you want a ZVZ.
Well, yeah, to take territories in Queen, you will be ZVZing, but there will be a lot of 5v5 content still. It's not going away with Queen. It's just changing.
Right.
And it's becoming more available, I believe, to the average player when Queen hits, when crystals can be entered through any city, and there is a crystal league for a lot of players to get involved and have actual rewards. And that's why I wanted to say, yes, there is a way for you guys to start scrimming now, so that when the crystals do come out, you will have some ability to, like, you know, to say, this isn't my, like, the first time you hop into a crystal, it could be your first, you know, 5v5 match, but it shouldn't be. By then you should, like, with this available to you, you should find 9 friends or guild mates. If you don't like all your guild mates, you can just say guild mates, and fight together and really learn the ins and outs of just capping, defending choke points, recognizing spells. Recognizing spells in a 5v5 is huge. You don't want to be learning those spells the first time when your gear is on the line. In a scrim, nothing's on the line. It's, you know, there's an item power cap. There's none of your items are getting destroyed. You can just practice, and it's good for low-level players to just get some practice in and learn how to do this, so that when they want to go into the crystal leagues, they can have a head up on those other guys who are coming in. Because here's another thing. They're doing another big marketing push when this game goes to Queen. I guarantee you. And they're going to be new players coming in, and you're going to want to stomp them. You're going to want to be better than them. Don't let the new players come in, do 4 crystals, and just get better than you. Don't let that happen. Beat them, because you have the knowledge. All right. Similar newbie question, and this was more of I was talking to Voltel of the Brave Newbies, or the Newbie Vanguard, or Vanguard Noobs, a newbie guild, an alliance. He runs a newbie guild and alliance in addition to the news. He says that the biggest thing he finds when he's dealing with new players is that they have a serious fear of the Black Zone, of the Outlands, that they just really think they shouldn't go until they get to a certain level of gear. Now, we've done a couple episodes on how to make money easy, quickly, and cheaply. And one of the best ways is to get your level 4 gear on, grab yourself a cheap mount, go into the Outlands, avoid as many people as you can, and then just start breaking those invisible hidden treasures.
I don't know if I'm still behind that suggestion.
No?
I still prefer the idea of find friends and just go together.
It's still the best way to do it, is to find friends and do an actual random dungeon in the Black Zone, but it is dangerous.
So wait, he said that people are afraid of the Black Zone because they don't have the money to sustain loss, or what?
Well, two things is they think they need to get to a certain level first, such as T6. So they wait until they're T6 to go out, and then when they go out, they're going out in their T6-1, which for them at this point is just too expensive, and so they go out in what they think is the gear required for being there. They die, and then they never want to go back again. Learn from Arch. Go out in what you can afford to lose, and go out there and experiment. Like, if you go out in T4, 4-1, we'll say 4-1 is pretty cheap. You should be able to afford that. Go out there, just even kill wandering mobs, and just be careful. Keep your eyes open. Learn to avoid people. It's best done in the Black Zone is to learn to lose even a few times. Learn the act of running away from somebody on a mount and die. And you're going to lose. Just die and go, okay, I learned something from this event. I got myself a little bit of experience. All it cost me was some T4. And if you killed enough things that were silver related, you could have made your money back, fame and silver wise.
I guess one of the requisites that's actually important is that you look at your Reaver level. So if you look at the Destiny board, and then you look to the left side, the first you trainee fighter, your swords, and then you see these nodes that are sort of in the middle of the tree. I don't know if you can show it on stream. Yep. But it's called the Reaver, and this one gives you reasonable defense against various tier mobs, and that's one of the actual prerequisites that you have before trying to do solo dungeons or group dungeons, based on the tier of the zone and the tier of the mobs. But other than that, gear, as Shozen said, is a secondary consideration, and probably your first idea would be things that you can lose if you venture into the Outlands. And as he said, don't be afraid of dropping a few sets. If you just have one set and can't afford more, all right, then stay a little longer.
stay in the blue
But
zone.
if you have the option to risk a cheap thing that should cost less than like 30, 40, 50,000 silver, less, then I think it's a good thing to do. But for me, the biggest thing is just find friends and just do it together and laugh and cry together about
whatever
that one guy that ran into you.
Well, yeah, that's the thing is if you do go with friends, even if you lose, it does feel better. Unless you have one of those hotheads who every time they loses has to find somebody else to blame other than the fact they're playing a game where every time somebody's going to lose the encounter. Like, the reality is that in this game you're going to lose a lot of time unless you are incredibly lucky to be initially brought into one of the best guilds in the game. You're going to spend a lot of your time dead. Get used to it. Like,
really?
Yes. Get used to it, and don't think of it necessarily as a bad thing. Like, don't think of it as the end of the world. Think of it as the end of like a life. Like, we played a lot of video games in our time where dying would be a part of the game. Oh my God. And then you'd have to go back and get another life. And this is one of those games where you can go and get yourselves as many extra lives as you need. And you can just, stack those quarters up, and be ready to go out again. But if you spend your entire time, basically in the options menu because you're scared to go out into the world and actually fight, you're not going to ever get a high score. You're never going to win. You're never going to get your initials up on that board. And this is, one of the unique games where when you get your initials up on the board, everybody gets to see them, and we'll talk about them. So.
Yeah, okay. Whoa, we are 37 minutes into today's show, I just realized. Oh. Yeah. Okay. Are we doing overtime today? Or
I think we're going to stick around and do overtime. We're going to back off for a little bit. I'm going to go and probably go take something really quick. I'll be back. But I would like to stick around and show the Crystal GVGs today. I don't think we're going to give any high-level commentary on what happens in them. It'll probably just be me talking about who's fighting and enjoying the fights. But I thought you guys would like to get it, a little bit of live action in. And since it is Tuesday, we do try to do live action. But we do not have Tazik today, so we won't be sticking around and doing highlights and the 20 UTC GVGs. But I think I need to pull out one more raffle.
All right.
Let me pull out one more raffle for these guys. Thank you guys for sticking around. We really do appreciate it. Bogul, do you want to tell them where they can find us?
Sure. Every day at 18 UTC, we do this very show, the AO Daily Show, where we do a bunch of news, gossips, community updates, talk about various topics that are current and interesting. And then 3 times a week, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Wednesday, Thursday, and Tuesday, we do live action coverage of the Crystal and GVG matches that are happening at 19 and 20 UTC. And in between, we do chat with the audience. We watch highlights of other previous GVGs and generally just do a little bit of... It's gossip a lot of times, but...
Yeah, but that's fun, right?
Interesting nonetheless.
Well, let's see. This is one of those. I feel like we're breaking right into the overtime show here, but this is like one of those things about Albion that's just really unique. Is that when you have gossip in this game, it's actually gossip for the whole game. Like in most MMOs that you play, when there's gossip, it maybe affects like 5% of the population, the total population. But if you're in Albion, it can affect everybody because you all play in that same single server. Like that person who did that stupid thing is in your server, and you can actually go meet that idiot and make fun of him. And I think he's actually in chat right now. If you look for him under Persian Sorab. Yeah, he's in here. You can ask him about that time he blinked in without any defensives. He used his second blink to get in, in there for that one big kill. Hi, Sorab. How you doing? Great to have you in chat.
Wow. Yeah, but I think we need to turn the screen black for a second and then hope Shozen doesn't fall over in the meantime.
Falling over. I can't lean forward, Bogul. There's no falling over. It's I teeter totter. It's like ridiculous.
All right.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Like Bogul said, Monday through Friday right here on twitch.tv/Albion Online.
And he just left?
No, I'm hitting the buttons. You gotta give me a second here.
I heard, I don't know if that cut off on stream, but I basically heard twitch.tv.
Oh. /Albion Online? Did I cut off? I don't know. Maybe I did.
I don't know.
Right.
My headset may have.
All right. No, for real though. Thank you guys. We'll be back in a few moments with overtime.
Mm-hmm.
So, welcome back for Overtime on the AO Daily Show. What are we doing today, Bogul? How's Overtime working today? What are we talking about?
I think we're just going to complain for like 15 minutes about your back, and then watch some.
Amazing. Could we
and then watch. I was asked in a chat whether or not the suggestion was you should get a massage.
Yeah, I'm in line for one.
You're in line for one.
Yeah.
What's that mean? You can't just go. You need to stand in line. What?
Oh, turn off the clapping in the background. Can you guys actually hear that? Is that really still happening? I'm so sorry. No, it's off. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, wait. Where can you hear it? Like, Gugusta is really confusing me right now.
I can't hear it. Let me listen to Twitch.
No, you can't hear it on Twitch either because it's not happening. Like, the sound is off. I don't know what he's like. I have a request. Can you please turn off that?
Probably.
Yeah,
it's inside his own game, and he's assuming it's from the Twitch.
Steelers sent me a good clip for today's show. Yeah, some people sent me I have 3 matches we could watch, and I'm gonna try to watch them with Lupac when he gets back, and hopefully I'll feel a little bit better tomorrow, so that I'll feel like hanging out for an extra hour and a half. But today, it's a clip. He sent me a clip. He wants me to look at a clip. Let's look at a clip. Fun Steeler sent me a clip. All right, is this an audio allowed clip?
I don't know. Maybe turn it off first.
I'm asking Fun Steeler because he's right here. I mean, this is like when Joe Rogan asks his guest to send a link to Jamie, and neither one of them have each other's phone number, and it takes 5 minutes for them to figure out how to send a freaking link.
Looking forward to our seasonal interview.
We have Mojo. Here's what I want to do. Tell me if you think this is a great idea. I want to get you, and I want to lure Misty out of hiding, get him to join us. And then have, I was thinking a Rubies or Goof, probably Goof because he's probably more likely to do it, and have the 3 of you guys talk about your season victory. And then what I would do is I'm telling Sorab the only way I'm going to do an interview with him is if he can get me an interview with him, Duratine, and Derek. Now, I can get Duratine on anytime because, he loves the limelight. But Derek doesn't want to be on the air. And so I'm telling Sorab, who really wants another interview, that the only way I'm going to give him one is if he can get Derek on the interview too. But that would be a response.
That would be interesting. That's for those of you who don't know, that's